All right, so here's the thing. When most people think about making a real shift in their lives, whether it's feeling more grounded, handling tough conversations, or just showing up differently, they think about getting advice, reading books, or maybe hiring a coach. And that's all great, but here's the part most folks miss. Real change doesn't happen because we know something. It happens because we train it. I want to talk about what that actually means, and more importantly, what it looks like to train your inner world in a way that sticks. So today we're diving into the 4 key ingredients of training that can make the difference between staying stuck and truly transforming. This is for anyone who's ready to go beyond just knowing and actually becoming. First off, let's talk about your target. Because let's be honest, if you don't know what you're aiming at, you're probably not going to hit it. Say you're someone who always feels rattled when plans change last minute. Maybe you're the kind of person who plans your day down to the minute, and when a friend cancels dinner or the boss drops a surprise meeting on you, your whole mood shifts. If your goal is to feel more adaptable, what does that actually mean for you? Is it about feeling less frustrated when your schedule shifts? Is it about being able to breathe and say, okay, let's roll with it instead of shutting down? Getting clear on your target is about defining the experience you want to build. So you're not just swinging in the dark, hoping something lands. Next up, practice. Not just knowing, but actually doing. I see so many people who have read the books, listened to the podcasts, and can talk about emotional resilience until the cows come home. But when life hits, like when your partner forgets to do the one thing they promised, or you get stuck behind a slow driver when you're already late, that knowledge often goes right out the window. Training means you bring the thing you're working on into the messiness of life. Let's say you're working on staying steady when plans change. Maybe your kid's school calls and says there's an early pickup today, just when you've carved out an hour for yourself. That's your moment to breathe, notice the frustration bubbling up, and practice responding differently. It's not about getting it perfect, it's about practicing it when it matters, so it starts to stick. Here's the part that most of us want to skip, checking if we're actually doing what we think we're doing. Picture this, a friend of mine was working on being more patient with their teenager. They'd tell themselves, I'm staying calm. But every time their teen made a mistake, they'd jump in with a lecture. That's not patience, that's frustration in a different outfit. Checking yourself in the moment without judgment helps you catch where you're going off track. Maybe it's noticing that you're raising your voice when you promised yourself you'd listen more, or realizing that you're rolling your eyes before your partner even finishes their sentence. It's like using a mirror, not to criticize yourself, but to gently adjust. That's what helps you actually grow, instead of just spinning in the same cycle. Finally, let's talk about repetition, because change doesn't happen from a single conversation or even a single week of effort. It's built from the small moments you repeat again and again until it's just part of who you are. Imagine you're working on compassion. The first time someone cuts you off in traffic, you might remind yourself to let it go instead of laying on the horn. But that one-time effort isn't enough to make it a habit. It's the 100th time when you're late for an appointment, running on empty and feeling stressed. That matters. It's when it's a Wednesday afternoon and you're tired and frustrated, but you still choose to respond with kindness. That's the kind of repetition that turns a skill into a way of being. If you paused right now, what's one pattern you notice showing up in your day-to-day that you'd love to shift? That quick reaction to stress? That constant worry that keeps looping? If that question sparks something for you, drop a comment. I'd love to hear what comes up. And if you're ready to train your inner world with the same focus you bring to everything else, I've built a system for that. It's all about helping you integrate your thoughts, emotions, and nervous system so you don't just understand your patterns, you actually shift them. The link's below. And if you're on Instagram, I share insights and practices several times a week over at Mike Wang Coaching. I'd love to connect with you there. You can also join the weekly newsletter below. It's where I share more direct tools and reflections to help you apply this work in real life. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.